This Brown County Commission of February 16th to order. Start out by reading the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
First item, we have the approval of the agenda. Any corrections or updates?
Second.
Moved by Weiss, second by Sutton to approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, we have the first reading of a rezone ordinance 187 and 188, mini ag rezones. Kathy?
Proposed ordinance 187. This is applicant Carrie Conda, looking to go from agricultural preservation district to mini ag. Legal address is Lot 1, Richmond Sunset Edition, in the northwest quarter of Section 14, T124 North, R65, west of the 5th PM in Brown County.
I'll move it.
Second.
Moved by Pikert, second by Sutton to approve rezone 187. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
We have ordinance 188. This proposed ordinance, applicant is Earl Sepananen, looking to go from agricultural preservation district to mini ag. The legal address is Lot 1, Reach Subdivision, in the northwest quarter of Section 8, T126 North, R63 west of the 5th PM in Brown County.
Second. Moved by Kipley, second by Pikert to approve the first reading of ordinance 188 to mini ag rezone. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Dirk, could you handle being a minute early?
Yes.
Okay. Next up, we have Dirk Rogers with the Highway Department regarding right-of-way of Northern Electric and right-of-way for Webb Water, buy off the Beetle County culvert bid, and department updates.
Sure. How are you guys today?
January 20th.
Pretty fair. How are you?
Well, chilly, but looks like that's coming to the end, so that'll help.
Slowly.
First one I got from Webb Water. It's going to bore underneath the road there, right west of the North Bridge at Richmond. This stuff was platted like 15 years ago up in here. And apparently this is the first time I've ever seen them run water in there, but this is for a water service for $1. Must have bought the first lot there, but it's, they're going to bore under the road and take the water service out there. Fine with me.
But evidently Webb must have opened up to some development, huh?
I guess I don't know that. The reason that I threw that in is, you know, that was all ready to go 15 years ago, and I don't know where the hiccup was, but something hicked up.
Why did I think they brought water into that from? Why they brought water into that from on the north? I mean, on the southwest corner in the curve up there. There was.
There could be. I'd have to go look at that. These, you know, there's lots, 10, 12, you know, all platted along there. There's an access road platted in there. There's some issues with docks in the water, as I recall, but some water, wastewater.
I'll move it.
Stuff. Second.
Moved by Pikert, second by Sutton to approve the Webb Water right-of-way. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
One other comment on that is, that's actually, I mean, it's right next to a paved county road. This is better than being out in the middle of a section and starting up something where now we got, you know, growing road issues. In this particular location, that's a good road that's always hopefully going to be good. The other one is from Northern Electric, and it's a primary electrical service 1 mile north, just boring under 14 and putting a new service in on the east side of the road.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Kipley, second by Weiss to approve the right-of-way request by Northern Electric. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And the third thing is to buy off the Beetle County culvert bid, which I thought I'd go ahead and do that ahead of time this year. So I would recommend that we buy off the Beetle County culvert bid from True North Steel, and I just gave the packet to Kathy there. Should have everything she needs in it.
Second.
Moved by Weiss, second by Pikert to buy off the Beetle County culvert bid from
True North Steel.
True North Steel.
The old Huron tank and culvert.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Not much of a department update. Been a little rugged starting equipment lately, so we've only kind of been doing what absolutely have to for starting stuff up. But in general, we're still crushing. We'll be going back to picking rock when it warms up a little bit, because that's really a bugger, having that equipment sitting out in a pasture somewhere and getting that going.
It's just hard on it.
Yeah. So a little blading. What's that?
So you almost gotta haul it out there and haul it back every day and put it in the shed or what
Right.
you're gonna use and load it the next morning and haul it out.
And pretty soon you're working about 4 hours and it's getting real expensive. So,
It's only gonna last a couple more days instead of a couple more months, so find something to do inside.
Yep, we'll figure it out. We'll get out the card tables and the mulled cider warmer and.
Didn't know those got put away.
But no, other than that, it's kind of quiet. We're a little limited right now and trying to get stuff. So when it gets nice, we can get going. So, you guys got any questions or?
No blizzards and blowing snow for now. So.
No, that's good. That's good.
We don't do anything with the culverts for townships anymore, do they? They have to take care of that on their own?
Pretty much. I mean, they can, if it's a big culvert, oh God, if it's a big culvert, just have them call me if it's a big culvert. If it's, whatever, that would be 4 footers and down, then it's entirely the townships. Bigger than those are, the bigger than 15.9 square foot opening, which would be a 54-inch culvert, which is a 4.5 footer. I've never seen one. So, but the ones bigger than that, if they really are challenged, have them call us, and we'll certainly look at them. But yeah, the ones smaller than that are theirs. We could have a whole work session just on culverts. It would be great.
Well, the thing I ask is, I know that used to be that a lot of the townships would get them from the county highway department years ago. But my next question would be then, if I understand it, and maybe I'm all wrong here, can the townships also buy off the county bid from that?
Yeah. Yep. Now, okay, I just about waded us into a quagmire. We'll just throw the quagmire over here and talk about that topic.
Well, they get them from the county simply because we had some of them in stock.
Exactly.
So they were available as opposed to having to go down there and
Right.
get shipped.
Now, what happened last year? Prior to last year, you could come to the highway shop, you get the supervisor, chairman, whatever, to okay it, and then whoever, if we knew Lout or Terry Boyle or somebody was putting it in, we know them, they'll come get the culvert, and it's all okayed. That's how we did it prior to last year. What happened last year is, normally we got about $100,000 tied up in culverts. These are really round numbers here. Half of them are the counties, and half of them we were keeping for the township. We were stocking excess culverts. When money ran a little short last year, that was one place I didn't want to have money tied up in, and so we just stopped. Last year, you can still get the same price by going to Huron and getting them, or they'll deliver them if they get enough of a load. You can go to Jensen's and get them, the exact same product. Whether or not it's the same price, I don't know. We've never gone over there. I would assume there's a markup on it. But actually buying them from Huron Tank and Culvert, all the townships, I mean, that bid went around to like 52 of the 66 counties buy off of this thing. So anybody can buy off of it. But last year, so we didn't have money tied up in inventory when money was tighter, we eliminated stocking those for the townships and just kind of told them, hey, sorry, but you'll have to go another direction. Purely for the reason that I quit doing it, that's been addressed this year so we could start doing it again. However, I've got everybody, they're kind of getting to the point that they know that we've moved away from that, so I'm not super excited about starting it up again. And that's kind of the whole story with that. It was basically just unnecessary, or not necessary, I'm going to say unnecessary, but not required inventory. And so we, rather than have 50,000 tied up there, we probably did something stupid and bought asphalt with it or something. So.
Put it on our road. Well,
Yeah.
usually keep a few around for our
Yeah.
own needs so they're handy, and then if you just had some extra,
Yep.
the townships, kind of balance that out, but you just reduce some of that inventory so you didn't have that money sitting there.
Right.
Another question on townships, are you aware, or how does the township determine how much they're gonna charge per mile to mow out road ditches if they aren't done by the 15th of October? I wonder if there's anything in code that says how much. I had a phone call during the week from an individual that was, well, 3 individuals that were charged $500 a mile to mow township road, and they only mowed a half mile.
Right.
And then the interesting thing was, what the township supervisor that authorized that, or supposedly was pushing that, is the one that went out and mowed the ditches out.
Oh, like Hazard County.
Yeah.
Dukes of Hazzard. No, yeah, I don't know.
I believe that's a conflict of interest according to the book.
Well, the thing of it is, I would say that if that individual had checked and maybe got some quotes and maybe couldn't get somebody to do it, that might be another situation, but I would think that there should be some record of that there was an attempt to find someone else to mow the ditch out. It'd be no different than snow removal in the wintertime.
Yep.
If you've got a situation where the township roads are blocked and you can't get anybody else to open them, I mean, it's not necessarily unusual that a township supervisor would take his tractor and go out and open the roads and then charge the township for that. So to some extent you've got some
Right.
comparisons there, but my curiosity is how do you set, and I just wonder if there's anything in code. I'm going to call a township attorney.
We currently pay $85 a mile to have ours done.
Well, yeah.
And we usually ask for it to be bid at our annual meeting, so most townships would ask for the bid of mowing, blading, gravel, and then as your bids come in, that's what you determine it off. And now if you don't get a bid, then it leaves you in a kind of a peculiar spot. But in our particular case, we get $85 a mile, so we pay the guy to do our mowing.
But that's the top cut, isn't it? I mean, or is it to cut?
He does it twice. He
And
does
he
it in
does
spring
he do
mowing.
it if somebody doesn't mow the ditches out the way they're supposed to be? You follow what I'm saying? Later in the season to try to alleviate snow problems?
But, I mean, that would, what you're talking about though would address that. If they put that in at the meeting and go, okay, here's the rate for mowing, if you guys don't mow, you're gonna get charged $85 an hour, whatever. The other comment I'd say, if we were gonna start from the highway department and somebody called in and said, we need to have this mile right here mowed out,
Mhm.
it would cost at least $500 to get a mower from here,
Mhm.
a guy, drive it up there, unload it, even if the mowing was only whatever, and then load that back up and go back. It's a different story if you're gonna mow these 15 miles and the 1 mile in there, then your price is out of whack. But if you're gonna mobilize, go up to the BFE somewhere, mow 1 mile, and then load all your stuff back and leave, $500 probably isn't even gonna cover that.
Yeah. But in a township situation...
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Those guys, yeah. but-
And like what we do, we adjust our rates every year a little bit with inflation, but our cost accounting is a little bit self-serving in that it generates what those rates are, and then if we were to bid that, like say we were gonna go do something for a township that we bid out, it'll just kick it out what the value of that is in our software. I doubt that the townships have that, at least not the ones around here.
Well, I thought it was like craziness.
So, are we done talking about township stuff so I can go now, or?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But everything else okay though?
Yep, I think so.
All right. I haven't read the latest legislative update that I got over the weekend to see if there's anything new in there, but
Where's that bill at on the township's request, or the bill that would have put some money
I don't know.
aside for the townships, there'd be
Yeah.
a county fund
Right.
that would help the townships do their culvert.
You know where
Bridge.
that's at?
I don't know, I'm looking here to see.
Is that
74? No,
1174, 1159?
I don't know for sure.
Tell you
But
here
I
in a
know
minute.
the chairman of the towns and townships has really pushed that, boy, big time.
That, this is an unofficial comment because the email pertaining to that went to the highway, we have our highway superintendent. I don't know, it's a bitch group is what it turns into, but it's supposed to be for information. And,
See, here we are back on townships.
yeah, I know, but that bill went out, and it isn't well received by the superintendents.
I-
But a lot of things that add more work, I'm not even gonna say that out loud. I better not, yeah. 'Cause I know some of them watch. But,
We need more administration.
yeah, well, I mean, there are, not always, sometimes there's too much, but,
Yeah, most
yes,
times
there are.
there's too much.
Well, the
there are
problem
places
is, the
for
problem
that.
is you've got townships, or you've got counties that cooperate really well with the townships, and they work together and they make things work. And then you've got the townships that, the counties that absolutely refuse to do anything for the townships whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then, so you've got this, basically the townships, the counties that are working really well with the townships probably don't need this bill, don't
No.
need this law.
No.
And those that aren't having any communication and getting anything done with the county and the township cooperation, they probably need some help. So you just gotta,
I've never, I've never been to Pier trying to accomplish anything other than either money getting taken away from us or something like that.
that's mainly the deal
But,
right there.
but, that, every one of these bills when it's come up, and I'm not saying that the idea isn't good, and the objective doesn't have a value to it, but, again, trying to, in some cases, this bill's gonna make it worse, the relationship between the counties and the townships, and every time you end up talking about this, it's about somebody's relationship, that they can't communicate with them, and I don't know how the hell you legislate that, you know?
You don't.
So.
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, we've already drugged the meeting on it longer than it needed to, so, but, call if you need something.
Well, we seem interested.
It's the only person on, I thought we'd get out of here in good shape.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Rick.
Kathy, you want to take care of a few of your items?
Yeah, we have the general meeting minutes of February 9th.
Second. Moved by Kepley, second by Weiss, to approve the general meeting minutes of February 9th. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Claims and payroll.
Move. Second.
Moved by Pikert, second by Sutton, to approve claims and payroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Can you hand me the HR report? Is it the same as what was emailed?
Yeah, there's just two things on it.
Rachel, I think that's your cover
Oh.
sheet. It's still over here.
HR report.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Weiss, to approve the HR report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Leases.
Move them.
Second.
Just
Moved
the
by-
one, right, for the expo?
Yes.
Moved by Kepley, second by Pikert, to approve the lease. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Fair contracts.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Weiss, to approve the fair contracts. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Sheriff's report.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Weiss, to approve the sheriff's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Always exciting.
ESRI contract for GIS services.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Weiss, to approve the ESRI contract for GIS. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's the end of our list.
Okay, do we have anything for public comment on any matters to come before the commission?
So, what kind of action do we have to take as far as, the deal that we talked about down at the fair board meeting, with the contracts?
Is that a policy change then? Do we just need it in?
I would guess, I don't know if, I think it might be in the fair bylaws or whatever.
Because I'm sure Mackenzie
Ordinances.
and Sonia are gonna be wanting an answer to that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can ask them to find where it is in there and propose the change, the wording change.
Okay?
And put it on the agenda for next week.
Works for me.
Should give them a full week to look into it.
Okay.
Basically, we're looking at putting a minimum amount, they had talked about it fair, so that not everything has to be signed by commission. We'll still have approval, but they'll be able to sign minimal contracts. So I liked your idea of 2,500. I think that's a good,
Like our current purchasing policy requires quotes at 5,000. Maybe that would be a good threshold.
That might be a good
That's-
compromise.
Yeah. Anything below that, the fair board has, we would give them authorization to just approve, or either the fair board president or the fair manager, however we want to word it. and then anything above that would still have to come to us.
So then
for
you wouldn't
approval.
require chair signature on those contracts?
Right.
Right.
What about the
The-
camper sponsorship? that
Anything under
Those
5,000.
we're receiving money for.
Right.
Do you still want chair to sign those?
See, and that's, I guess that's the whole purpose, is to give the fair board the feeling that, you know, they do have a say in what's going on.
Mhm.
And so, I guess,
We're still gonna receive a report.
Yeah,
oh yeah, we'll still receive a reporting of what's going on, but they can just go ahead and approve it instead of moving it on to us to be approved.
Mhm.
So when you're handling county money, you're taking in county money, does that individual have to be bonded? I wonder, or...
Individual taking, well, we have a blanket bond for the county,
Right.
so everybody's bonded.
That's my point right there. And it'd be sort of tied, how about like errors and omissions? I wonder how that would play into that. You'd think that the boards would be covered under errors and omissions policy too, wouldn't they?
I don't know, I've never seen it.
Appointed by the board, by the commission. In other words, we appoint the fair board. If they done something that that one of them would be sued for something, they would be covered under the county's errors and omissions policy, I would think.
I think so.
I mean,
I
So
can certainly double check that they are covered.
because I think that's kind of where this whole thing
Well, it's
came
included in
about in the first
liability.
place, is that there was concern that if the county chairman didn't sign off on all these, that if we ended up in some type of a lawsuit, then we'd libeling ourselves, whereas my thought is that if we appoint people on those boards, that they should be covered by errors and omissions, in the same way with the blanket bonding, that if they're collecting money, that somehow they're responsible.
Could you have a discussion with Ernest, just let him know we're going down this road and see if he has any concerns? Because there used to be a good reason why we did it this way, but now if we're looking at backing off. Can you do that, Ross?
I can.
And we do have, unless this is out of date, goods and services valued from 0 to 2,500 don't require a formal quote, and then from 2,500 to 15,000, you need 2 formal quotes. So as long as they're aware of the county-wide policy, that, yeah, it's fine that they don't sign off on under 25, but once we hit 2501, they gotta have 2 formal before they...
But that seems to contradict what
Well,
Kathy just
I thought
said
it was-
about our
I
I
$5,000.
thought it was
Do you have-
5 for quote.
Do you have a newer one?
I think we changed that.
And maybe I was just mistaken, I was 5, I thought it was 5, but...
That might not be updated there too.
Our policy's not updated?
We're trying.
I guess this one has an update date of 1/23/18,
Okay, this one's 15.
and it says goods and services valued from 0 to 5,000 do not require
0 to
a
5?
formal quote or bid. Goods and services from over 5 to 15 are 2 quotes.
Okay.
Over 15 to 24,999 require 3 quotes, and then once you hit the 25,000, you move to our bid process.
Sounds good. Can you print, or forward that to me? Mine's old.
Do you want me to send? Erica keeps
Yeah,
the most
that would-
current.
That would be great,
I
or if you
can do
just
that.
print it out for me.
Do you just want that page or the whole manual?
I want the whole manual. Who knows what else is out of date on it. Thank you. So yeah, I'd throw it on the agenda and have them work on it throughout the weekend.
Well, that
We
was
don't
only
forget
3
about
years
it.
old.
Yeah, right? Is that one missing?
I do keep the updates in loose leaves, so.
So then, by doing that, and allowing them to do that, does that give them the authority to decide on rates to charge campers and vendors and stuff? Is that where that originates, or is that something, I guess, who actually determines that, what we're gonna do for rates? Is
The
that
fair
some-
board establishes that and then brings those to us for our
Okay.
approval.
Yep, so the
That's
county
way-
ultimately approves the rates. We have 2 different conversations here, one on approving of expenses and one on approving of revenue. Both of them involve contracts, both of them involve approvals at the fair board and at the county level.
They make recommendations and then we approve them.
Okay. Anything else come before the commission?
Except for personnel fees.
Before we go into exec, we've got this passed around. Are you just gonna make a habit of having this right after commission on Tuesdays? Or are you
Okay.
gonna have random days and times for each person?
Well, I would probably talk with everyone first to make sure the date works, and then I would send out a calendar request to everybody.
Okay, because for the ones I signed up, I kind of prefer it right after this, so that you don't have to
Oh,
make a
yeah,
special
I'll try
trip,
to,
pay
I'll
special
shoot for
mileage.
Tuesdays after
That would
commission.
definitely
Yes,
be me too.
Yes, I can do that.
So thank you for doing that. I think we got it almost filled. And then my only other thing was the videos. They've started posting our commission meetings are online now, and they're up to date. If everybody got that email, I don't know that we all have to get it and approve it. Does one person want to take it and just make sure the execs aren't in there before giving authority to the IT to post that? I used to do it. I don't mind doing it for a while, but if somebody else wants to do it, they can sure do it too. I just don't want the email unless have to have the email.
I appreciate you doing it, it's just nice to see the communication when it's out there.
Okay. Well, I'll tell them to send it to me, and I'll just authorize it as long as the execs are out.
Can we also just each pick a month and do it, or
Yeah.
something that breaks it up, at least for 5 months into it, then that way you're not taxing one person with all the, I mean, that's just thought I have, everybody gets the
Rachel
opportunity.
can answer.
That way
Yeah, I don't mind doing it. I did it for 3 years, so I can keep doing it. But when I get tired of it, I'll pass it on to somebody.
Very good.
Because otherwise they might every month get tired of which commissioner was it again.
Yeah.
I'll just do it for a while, and then this summer I'll pass it on to someone else.
All good.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, we had a request to go into exec for personnel.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Kipley, second by Sutton, to go into exec for personnel. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are in exec. You're out of exec,
Thanks,
personnel,
Dan.
no action as a
Oh,
result.
yeah, you wanna
Yeah, I
get
thought
that
about that
canceled,
too.
so.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, well, that's good to know.
Generac,
I did not
or whatever they're
realize.
called.
Anything else come before the commission this morning?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
So, no.
Moved by Sutton, second by Kipley to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.